Hello everyone! Planet Crafter's Moon Update is now officially out, and I want to work towards the first major terraformation event on Aqualis. So if we look at the screen, don't pay attention to any of the lockers, you can see that Seismic Activity is up next. And currently everything is submerged, which of course won't do. So in order to boost the TI on this planet like mad, what I want to do is make a tier 5 drill. However, as you can see, it uses up a lot of power, and currently we only have consistently access to tier 1 solar panels, and I don't really fancy making like 100 of those. However, we can also make nuclear reactors. We only need to make the atmospheric water collector for that, but we couldn't place that down until we passed like 825 KTI, and we have shot past that now, so I guess it's time. It's gonna take a little while before it actually gives us any water. And we only have access now to tier 1 nuclear generators, because we don't have explosive powder. But hey, we also reached 1 million TI. If we get 10 of it, we can make a turbine, a wind one. In the meantime, let's see how many of these we can actually start crafting. Feel like probably not a whole lot. Yeah, looks like we can only craft one. That's not really that great. We don't have the super alloy. Although we do have some super alloy rods that we can technically use as well. We just need to build the recycler again. We're gonna need some power for that though, so we're gonna have to wait for this water. It's gonna take a little while. You know, it might be a bit soon to say, but I've been on this world for like an hour and a half. I haven't seen any meteors come down yet. Not that that says anything per se, seeing as I think it took a while on Humble as well, when I played on that. But I wonder if that is a difference on moons. Maybe we cannot get any asteroids falling down. But we cannot drill into the surface either. But who knows? Alright, we finally have enough for one nuclear reactor. And we ran into another issue. I need one more super alloy so we can make more. Alright, well, time to deconstruct one of those for now. Craft the recycling machine. Slap in 2 of the rods. This leaves us with quite a bit of super alloy. Means we can place that back for now. Something else that might have an issue is food. We don't have a whole lot of it left. I think technically we could disassemble bio nuggies. And I think we made those with eggplant, I want to say. But it's not really ideal. Well, we do have 2 mushrooms and some honey left. Problem is we just didn't get any seeds from the clams, and I looted all of them. It also kind of looks like there are finite resources on the moon as well. Like, it's getting pretty barren out here. Well, bad news. We have run out of iron on the starter islands here. So this is all we have left. Right, I think we need one more nuclear reactor. And then we can place a tier 5 drill down. For now, I will be turning all our iron into solar panels. We can dismantle those later if need be. For now, they generate a tiny bit of extra power that we're going to need. We should also work on this, the bio lab. That way we can hopefully make some fertilizer soon. Then we can start on oxygen. Alright, final one of those down. Tier 5. It is massive. Put it on its own island. Well, the scary thing is the MTI isn't really going up quick. We're going to need a bit more power as well in order to make, well, honestly, anything at this point. I'm going to need some extra osmium, so we're going to need to build this back. We may as well keep this here next time, because this is the 3rd time I removed it. Also create one more generator. And we can create the bio lab. If we had one more super alloy, which we don't. Well, time to dismantle that again. Alright, now we can make the bio lab. Fertilizer, we need eggplants. Oh, yikes, right. Forgot about that. We can't farm yet, because we don't have seeds. Well, in that case, we may as well take our supplies back. We could potentially also make some tier 3 heaters. That would spike up the heat a bit. I think we only have enough for one of them. Another problem is this is one of those things that has to be in a building. Alright, time to slowly dismantle the solar panel farm for iron. I will admit, this is a lot more difficult than I thought it would be, this planet. The quartz craft station. That is something for the system, the TI. As for our entire solar system, I guess we met that threshold. We cannot see it from this screen. We need to make this one the solar system screen. We don't have the quartz on it. I feel like you're really meant to take a bunch of resources with you. Something I did not do. So it's a bit more of a struggle than it probably would have been. It's also interesting how the cosmic quartz are needed for the quartz craft station. As far as I know, the only way to obtain them, one is probably through the quartz craft station, but the main way is through Humble. But I imagine they have other ways now, because Humble is a DLC planet. I kinda doubt they make you pay for obtaining one of these basic, or for obtaining one of the free items. You know, I had the idea of making a rocket launch pad. Hopefully get a rocket into space so our pressure would go up. And while that would have been a good idea and we could easily do it if we find some more iron on the outer islands, we don't have a way to make rockets. So that idea is a bust. We also only have 5 super alloy left, so we cannot even make another tier 4 drill. Though we could now disable one of the water collectors. Don't need them anymore. This really feels like we are just scraping by. I do kinda like it, but also, my god. Because usually there's enough space, you know, you would go out, collect a bunch of stuff. Not so right now. Also, we have one more mushroom left, so that's gonna be fun. So yeah, if you want to have some sort of challenge in Planet Crafter, highly recommend going to Aqualis without any resources. On that note, I think I'm gonna go to one of the outer islands, start collecting some iron. Oh, would you look at that? Found some clams that I didn't find before, or I just didn't see that one, I guess. I claimed this one. Well, it's good though, there was at least some food in there. An eggplant, actually. Well, that does mean we could make fertilizer at least. But we don't have any of the supplies anymore for the lab, so we'd have to destroy something. Alright, well, I have good news and bad news. The good news, the inventory is pretty much entirely full of iron. The bad news, as this is the last little bit of space left on this outer island, where iron could be. So it's not going to be a whole lot. On the bright side, I think we will at least make it to the 10 MTI. Hopefully that seismic activity does something to the planet quick. And more resources become available. Especially food, because we still don't have any seeds. And let's eat that final mushroom. Right, it's less than 10% left for the seismic activity. But I suppose we may as well stand out here, hope that it does something. Like immediate. So most stages don't immediately do something. But seismic activity sounds like it would generate like earthquakes or something. I would imagine that's pretty immediate when it starts. And well, if not, I guess it's back to the drawing board. Alright, we reached the 10 mil TI. We got the wind turbine. I don't see anything happen. That's not good. We did reach it, right? Yes. Corals is next. So there is still water that stays here? So nothing's really happening, eh? Oh. Oh. Something's going on. I don't know where to look. Oh, over there apparently. Nothing else? Nope, just over there. What is going on over there? Dude, that's more than seismic activity, man. You can't be pulling up entire islands from the sea and call it like, oh yeah, earthquake did this, mate. What the heck? We got something new to explore though. Hell yeah. Let's gather up some supplies. Actually, before we do that, the tier 2 wind turbine is actually pretty good. 250 energy, that's way more than nuclear generators. And it's so much easier to make. Well, I mean, it costs bio nuggies, but we have a couple of those. The energy should be easier to get now. This is really everything that happened with the seismic activity. Maybe more stuff happens over time? Right, what's going on this island? It looks very weird compared to the rest. And some special claims. Oh, solar quartz. Wait, that's super alloy. Heck yeah. May as well take some of that. And an entire super alloy rod. That is great. And a... yeah, it's more of an overhang. I wanted to say cave. It does go deeper though. Alright, let's get some oxygen. It just seems to go underneath everything. We'll be snagging everything I can along the way, though. Eee. That's a cosmic quartz. Okay, cool. So we can get those here. Another one, a golden clam. Ooh, golden seeds. As well as one of the new froggies. Does it go in here? Oh, super alloy rods. Yeah, I'll be taking those. Does seem like it goes deeper underwater here. Never mind, this just goes back out here again. But hey, a bunch of super alloy rods, that ain't too bad. I hear a bunch of, like, waterfall noise. I don't remember seeing one. Oh, yeah, there is a waterfall over there. Anything on top here? Just a bit of water. Yeah, nothing underneath it either. Hey, look at that. A satellite. Oh, hell yeah, some of the new stuff. You guys could keep the obsidian. I don't think we need that. No message, though, just that. Okay. But hey, those are some good things, though. Hey, a fuse cartridge? Requires to craft fuses. Never seen that one before. We got one of the new posters. As well as the Carachnid? It seems like a crab animal. Well, just a crab. Not really crab animal. What the heck is this? Tier 3 fertilizer. Well, we can dismantle that and make regular one out of that. Uranium, so there is still some stuff around. There's a lot of super alloy rods as well. I see some more clams. There's a special clam here. Yeah, we have to come back to this island. Alright, let's see. What do we get from the blueprint chip? Here to map information rocket. Alright, let's make that wind turbine. I think we can make at least 2 of them. Oh, we can make many more than that. Oh, but this thing is a lot bigger. Hell yeah. Should be some good power. You can also not place them wherever you want on this one. They are kind of made into a grid. And that also means we can make another tier 5 drill. We'll make terraformation go even quicker. And if we want, we could make another one. Or a few more, even by the looks of it. But we don't have the supplies on hand to make more wind turbines. How long until coral is a thing? That is going rather slow. I think our next business would be to get the harvesting robot. Hopefully organics also means food, because we're running out. But we're gonna have to deal with that in the next one. Now that we have a new island to loot, we have a ton of resources again. Except for iron still, that's it doesn't seem to be on that island. But food is getting a serious problem. And while we could make some farms, without seeds they're not gonna grow anything. But hopefully by placing the harvesting robot, he'll just get some food for us. It does seem like it's based on location, and while we do have the tier 2 map information rocket, we cannot craft one currently. So that is yet another problem. But with that, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye everyone.